Alright everyone, what is up here today? YouTube, Jigsaw0097. Just got kind of an opinion piece video today for you, just a thoughts video. I know it's only preseason, there's a lot that's going to still probably happen from now until when the regular season starts against the Redskins. However, I wanted to discuss the Nate Sudfeld dilemma just a bit in this video, because Cody Kessler and Clayton Thorson looked really bad last night, guys. Especially Thorson. I don't even know why the Eagles drafted him now that I've seen this. I mean, I've never seen a dude miss an open pass like that. Like, I could make that pass, guys. Put me on the field and I would make that pass. So he looked really bad. Cody Kessler, pretty pitiful as well. So the Eagles are really in trouble as of right now when it comes to the backup quarterback. Because if Carson Wentz goes down, I mean, it's the season with how bad this has looked. So I've compiled some quarterbacks that I think the Eagles might be able to utilize here. And no, I'm not going to say Colin Kaepernick. Every fan is saying Colin Kaepernick. And my personal opinion is the dude's going to be a huge locker room distraction. And he hasn't been in the league for like 2 years, so he's probably not even going to be that good anymore, guys. And that's just the way I look at it. I know that a lot of people are comparing it to the Michael Vick thing when we took a chance on him, but it is what it is. The biggest thing for me is I just don't think that the locker room is going to want to handle someone like that, because he's a very selfish person, whereas the locker room kind of isn't. So I'm not going to say Kaepernick. That's not saying the Eagles wouldn't go after him. It's just not going to be one of the things I discuss. Here's just one that I was thinking about. Brock Osweiler, guys. He's currently a free agent. I know he's not a very good quarterback by any stretch of the means, but he's also not really bad either. From what we've seen, I think he's like 37 to 34, so he has more touchdowns than interceptions. But that being said, we've also seen how bad he can be. He was playing on the Broncos team in 2017 when the Eagles blew them out in Philadelphia. But he also kind of took over that season that the Broncos went to the Super Bowl and beat the Panthers, and he looked pretty good that year. So he's a guy, I don't know, he's a guy that, maybe the Eagles would consider. He would be better than what we have now. Another one that I've got is Josh McCown. I know he's like really old, and he's also retired. I think he's like 40 now. He's pretty old. But if you could get someone like that out of retirement, I mean, he's pretty good. Josh McCown was always like a decent backup, and you wouldn't really have to worry about any quarterback drama with him, because he'd just be happy to be playing, So he's one to consider. And then, of course, a fan favorite, Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's playing for the Dolphins right now, but if the Eagles could somehow maybe like trade something cheap for that guy. Did Sean Jackson even liked him a lot? He liked him more than Jameis Winston last season when he was playing for Tampa. So to bring Fitzpatrick to Philly, I think that would be ideal. That'd probably be the best case scenario. But that's the problem. He's playing for the Dolphins right now, and the Eagles would have to give up something, and I hope that wouldn't be a lot. And if it was, then I would say it would not be worth it. And then we're going to get to my final one. This is what I think the Eagles should actually do, guys. I saved this one for last. You guys are going to laugh, probably, but I think the Eagles should just go out and get Sam Bradford, guys. Like, Sammy Sleeves is sitting at home right now collecting his millions that he's made for doing nothing in the league. I would go get him, because you could get him for cheap, He's familiar with the system. He was actually there with Doug Peterson for that first offseason before they traded him to the Vikings for that first-round pick. He can run the RPO like Nick Foles could because he was on the Chip Kelly team. So, I don't know. Sam Bradford makes the most sense to me, guys. They could go out and just grab him, let him play through preseason. I don't know. Whatever, just bring him in. Bring in another guy. Because Clayton, Thorson, and Cody Kessler look pitiful. And I think Doug said that he's going to play these guys in the next 3 preseason games. It doesn't sound like he's going to really play Wentz at all. And I don't blame him. Because after last game yesterday, you can see why Doug doesn't want to play anyone. Because they're just going to get injured for no freaking reason. I mean, you got all these tryhards out there. These guys that are not going to make the 53-man rosters. Trying to make a name for themselves, freaking pounding Nate Sudfeld into the ground. This is the kind of crap you deal with in preseason. One of the reasons why I hate it. So, the plan would probably be to play those 2 guys because, whatever. But I would definitely bring in Sam Bradford for possibly the season. Just so you have a guy in the wings. I think Sam Bradford's at the point in his career. He's made his money. I don't know if he's looking for a starting job anymore. He seems like he's just a changed man when it comes to his priorities with football. And so I think he would just fit. He would just fit because he could just come in. They could lay the groundwork with him right then and there to say, listen, dude, we're not bringing you in to take Carson Wentz's spot. We're bringing you in as a backup. And I think he'd go for it. So, anyway, that's kind of my opinion, guys. Those 4 quarterbacks. There's probably more that I haven't thought of, but those are kind of the 4 that popped out right now that the Eagles might be able to go get. And then, of course, there's the Kaepernick possibility as well, but I just don't think that's the good move. Sam Bradford is the right move, guys. It makes perfect sense. So, let me know what you guys think down below. I'd like to hear your comments about this. What do you guys think about Nate Sudfeld being out? That is another thing I want to mention, by the way. I said in my last video that he was done, but Doug Peterson's saying that it wasn't a season-ending injury. So Nate Sudfeld he's going to miss some time, but he isn't going to miss the whole season. But I say it, with injuries like this, he won't be 100% all year. I'm just going to say it. I don't care if it's not his throwing arm or not. Like, when you're playing right after an injury like that, like he broke his bone, It's just like what happened to Carson Wentz last year. When you're trying to play through an injury or after an injury, you never really play well because it's a mental thing, guys. It's a mental thing, and I don't think he's going to be 100%. He'll probably be back, though. That's what Doug is saying. So let me know what you guys think about that situation with Nate Sudfeld, what you guys think about our 2 other dumpster fire of quarterbacks. And then maybe toss out some other scenarios of guys we could get, guys I haven't thought of. I'd like to hear your opinions there. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. To all my returning viewers, thank you so much for watching. This has been Jigsaw097. I will talk to you all later.